It began with a single envelope taped to my grandparents' front door. The sun had barely risen when Grandma June found it fluttering in the breeze. The bold letters at the top read, "Notice of violation. Immediate action required. The HOA president, Lily Hargrove, had declared the old farmhouse a safety hazard and gave them 30 days to vacate the land. That had been in our family for over 80 years. The so-called violations were laughable. A loose shutter, a faded paint job, a chicken coop that sat a few inches too close to the neighboring fence. Grandma June, nearly 83, had tears in her eyes as she read it aloud. Grandpa Earl, a Korean war vet with a bad hip, gritted his teeth and said, "Over my dead body. Our land wasn't just a home, it was a legacy. My great-grandfather built that house with his own hands. During the Great Depression, every tree, shed, and fence post held a story. It was the last untouched acre in a suburb that had grown wild with modern HOA-run communities. My grandparents refused to sell for decades. Lily had long wanted them gone. Her dream was to annex their land into the HOA, raise the barn, and build a community rec center. She saw history as an eyesore, but I saw it as a monument. When I got the call, I was working overseas as an architect. I flew back that weekend. Seeing my grandparents so worn down lit a fire in me. The house was old, sure, but solid. The barn had new beams I installed during college, and the land, pristine. Lily didn't know who she was dealing with. I started digging. My first stop was the county recorder's office. There, buried under decades of paperwork, I found what I needed, an exemption deed from 1952. My great-grandfather had negotiated a covenant with the township guaranteeing that our land would remain outside HOA jurisdiction as long as a direct descendant lived there. I made copies, lots of copies. Turns out Lily wasn't just after our property. I attended the next HOA meeting, undercover. The room was tense, one by one. Neighbors stood and aired grievances, unjust fines, bizarre regulations, harassment over mailbox paint. I realized something powerful. The HOA wasn't feared. It was hated. Lily had ruled through silence. But the silence was cracking. I delivered the deed copy to Lily's office in person. Her face went pale. "This land is exempt. You have no authority here. Any further attempts at removal will result in legal action." She dismissed it. Of course, that was her first mistake. I filed an injunction with the county court within days. She was ordered to halt all proceedings against my grandparents. I had a plan, with a loan backed by my firm. I began quietly buying up properties in the neighborhood, 3 here, to there. Some owners were eager to sell after years of fighting Lily. Within 6 months, I held 27% of voting power. Then I launched a community platform, Save Oak Ridge, flyers, door-to-door visits, social media. We exposed Lily spending HOA dues, used for her personal gardener, her cousin's consulting business, even a trip to Aruba labeled as board development. The next HOA board election was packed, standing room only. I ran against Lily. My speech was short. This isn't just about my family. It's about all of us. The HOA was meant to serve, not control. Let's take it back. The vote, 72% in my favor. Her face when I read the results was something I'll never forget. She tried to fight it, claimed the votes were rigged. But the homeowners knew the truth, and I had the receipts. She was removed at night, officially. Security escorted her out of the meeting hall. As the new HOA president, I rewrote the bylaws, transparency, fairness, limits on fines. No more harassment over grass length or curtain colors. We held community barbecues. We turned the HOA into a neighborhood, not a regime. I hired contractors to repaint and restore the farmhouse at no cost to my grandparents. The barn became a community history center. The chicken coop, still there, a little further back, with a bronze plaque, Earl's Coop, the last stand. During restoration, we found something hidden beneath the barn's floorboards, a sealed metal box. Inside were old war medals, a journal, and a deed showing expanded property lines Lily had tried to ignore. We reclaimed more acres, turns out. Lily had faked several inspections. The county launched an audit. She was fined $120,000 and banned from holding any leadership position in a HOA for 10 years. Karma has a long memory. My grandparents still sit on their porch every morning. Kids play on the swings. Out front, the rec center, we built it on an empty plot with their blessing. Our family legacy wasn't just saved. It became the heart of the neighborhood. What Lily tried to erase, we turned into a symbol of what happens when a community stands together. And the best part, I now oversee the very organization that tried to destroy us, only now. It protects instead of punishes. Subscribe to DD Stories, because justice isn't just poetic sometimes. It comes with chickens and a vote.